In a shocking turn of events, the royal family has just made a tragic and unexpected announcement that has left the world in disbelief, and it concerns the very heart of the monarchy, the coronation. Just when the nation thought the grandeur and stability of the new reign had settled, an official statement from Buckingham Palace shattered that sense of calm, confirming the fears many royal watchers have quietly whispered for months. According to palace insiders, this new development could change everything about the legacy of the monarchy moving forward. The coronation, a symbol of continuity, tradition, and unity, now stands clouded by sorrow and uncertainty. The announcement, described by royal correspondents as deeply emotional and heartbreaking, has already sent shockwaves across the United Kingdom and beyond. While exact details remain limited, sources close to the palace reveal that something tragic has occurred, prompting senior royals to make urgent decisions about upcoming royal events. Cameras outside Buckingham Palace captured a somber atmosphere, with members of the public gathering in silence as the news broke. For many, this moment recalls the most painful chapters in royal history, moments when joy turned to mourning and duty was tested by personal loss. Even the most devoted royal supporters are struggling to process what has just happened. One royal insider summed it up simply: "The coronation will never be looked at the same way again." And as the palace continues to remain guarded about the full truth, one thing is certain: the royal family's latest announcement. The royal family has long stood as a symbol of stability, dignity, and endurance, an unbroken line of tradition stretching across centuries. But this week, that image has been shaken to its core. Just moments ago, Buckingham Palace released a statement that has left the world stunned, confirming a tragic development surrounding the coronation that no one saw coming. According to multiple palace sources, the announcement involves an emotional and deeply personal matter that has cast a dark shadow over the monarchy. What was once meant to be a celebration of unity and hope for the new era of King Charles's reign has suddenly turned into a moment of heartbreak. Insiders describe the atmosphere inside the palace as somber, tense, and filled with uncertainty. King Charles, who has already endured a challenging first year on the throne, is said to be devastated by the latest events. He was reportedly in private meetings with senior advisors and family members when the news broke, and royal correspondents report that he has postponed several official duties in light of the announcement. The king's spokesperson released a brief message to the press, asking for understanding and privacy at this time, a phrase that only deepened public concern. The nation, already sensitive to the king's ongoing health challenges, has erupted in speculation. Crowds have gathered outside Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle, holding candles and notes of support. Social media is flooded with messages from royal fans around the globe, expressing shock, sadness, and confusion. For many, the tragedy hits especially hard because the coronation represented a new beginning, a chance for the monarchy to reconnect with the people and step into a modern age. The historic ceremony, filled with grandeur, was supposed to embody unity and continuity after the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. But this latest development has reignited painful memories of royal loss, reminding the world how fragile even the most powerful families can be. One palace insider described the moment as a painful reminder that even the crown cannot protect you from heartbreak. Another added, "This has taken everyone by surprise. It feels like history repeating itself in the worst possible way." What's particularly tragic, sources claim, is the timing. Preparations for upcoming royal events, including engagements meant to mark the first full year since the coronation, have been suddenly paused. Staff and aides are said to be on standby, awaiting further instruction from senior royal officials. Meanwhile, both Prince William and Princess Catherine are reportedly stepping in to support the king during this difficult time. The Prince of Wales is said to have canceled an upcoming appearance, while Catherine, Princess of Wales, was spotted leaving Windsor looking visibly emotional. Royal watchers note that the family's united front during such moments of crisis is both inspiring and heartbreaking to witness. As the palace remains tight-lipped, one thing is clear: this tragic announcement has shaken the monarchy to its very core. What was once a time of celebration now feels like a period of mourning and reflection. For millions around the world, the words from one royal aide capture the sentiment perfectly. The coronation was meant to mark a beginning. Now it feels like an ending, and no one knows what the future holds. The world now waits, anxiously, for further updates from the palace, and for the king himself to address the nation in what promises to be one of the most emotional moments in recent royal history, and has changed everything. In the hours following the royal family's tragic announcement, the atmosphere around Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle has grown heavy with emotion. Crowds have continued to gather, hoping for clarity, while the palace gates remain closed and silent. What has become increasingly clear, however, is that this tragedy has deeply shaken King Charles III and Queen Camilla, both personally and publicly. According to palace sources, the king has spent much of the past 24 hours in private reflection with close family members. Those who have seen him describe him as visibly heartbroken, struggling to come to terms with the sudden and devastating circumstances surrounding the coronation announcement. One longtime royal aide shared, "His Majesty has always carried the weight of duty with grace." But this has struck him deeply, not as a monarch, but as a man, a father, and a husband. Queen Camilla, ever the steady support by his side, has reportedly taken charge of many day-to-day matters to allow the king space to grieve and gather his strength. Sources close to the Queen say she has been the emotional backbone of the household, offering quiet reassurance while balancing her own heartbreak. "She's doing what she's always done," one insider said. "She's protecting him, shielding him from the worst of the noise, and helping him hold everything together." Behind the palace walls, the royal family has entered what insiders are calling a period of private reflection. Prince William and Princess Catherine have been in regular contact with the king, ensuring he feels their unwavering support. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, though living overseas, are said to have reached out through private channels, expressing their condolences and readiness to assist if needed, a gesture that has surprised many royal watchers. Meanwhile, the British public has responded with an overwhelming outpouring of love and sympathy. Across London, flags are flying at half-mast, and outside the palace gates, flowers continue to pile up, many accompanied by handwritten notes of encouragement. One message left by a young child read simply, "We love you, King Charles. Stay strong." The tragedy has also thrown the royal schedule into chaos. Major events and appearances planned for the coming weeks have been postponed or canceled entirely, including a royal tour that was to symbolize unity and progress under the new reign. The mood across the royal household is said to be frozen in disbelief, as senior staff quietly navigate how to move forward while honoring the gravity of what has occurred. Royal commentators say the situation mirrors past moments of loss in the monarchy's history, when personal pain intersected with public duty. Much like Queen Elizabeth II's strength during times of national sorrow, King Charles now faces his greatest test as monarch, to balance his own grief while continuing to lead a nation that looks to him for guidance. This is not the coronation legacy anyone imagined, a royal historian noted, but it may become one of resilience and compassion, a reminder that the crown carries not just power, but profound emotion. As night falls over London, the palace remains dimly lit, a symbol of the uncertain days ahead. Those close to the king believe he will address the nation. Soon, a rare and emotional message, expected to express both his grief and gratitude to those offering their support. And while the details behind the tragedy remain partly concealed, one thing is certain: the royal family is standing together in sorrow, united by love, loss, and the weight of history. Across Britain and the Commonwealth, emotions are running high as citizens struggle to process the royal family's devastating announcement. What was meant to be a continued celebration of King Charles III's coronation year has now turned into a period of grief and confusion. Streets that once echoed with jubilation during royal events are now filled with quiet concern, as millions wonder what this tragedy means for the monarchy's future. The public's reaction has been one of deep compassion. In cities from London to Edinburgh, candlelight vigils have been organized by royal supporters, while messages of comfort pour in from around the world. "We've celebrated with them and now we mourn with them," one London resident said tearfully outside Buckingham Palace. Another, holding a small Union Jack, added, "They've given their lives to serve this country. The least we can do is stand by them when they're hurting." The tragedy has reignited conversations about the immense emotional burden of royal life. While the family's wealth and privilege often dominate headlines, moments like these remind the world that they, too,